Hello everyone. So today I received these wonderful image transfers. They're laser copies from PM Artist Studio. And this set is going RE6, a little alien. And I got to pick these out and I really like some of these designs. They're really fabulous. I get a lot of my stencils and stamps from them, but I've not tried their laser transfers, so this is going to be a fun day. Look at all of these. I've already used one just to make sure they work, and they do. They're printed on a nice high quality paper, and look at these designs. I know we're going to use these today for sure. And there's one more in here that I like. So I don't have, I'm not sure what I'm going to do as far as a project. I've been thinking about the project and I'll go over that in a little bit. I also want to show you some stamps I have from them that I picked out for today. Some I've used. I have not used these rune wishbones and this neurographic, and I thought I would try those today. I really want to use these, but I also like this as well. So we'll see how that goes. And when you order from them, they always send you a little freebie, like these little free little stencils. And I think these are great. They're a really good size for like a final touch on your print. I also have some stamps we're going to use today. This one is from Robyn McClendon. The rest of these, I believe, I just bought these circles, and I want to use them because I just bought them, but they come apart. Isn't that cool? I really think it's cool. So you get different sizes from these, so I want to try using those. These are all from PM Artist Studio, so with the exception of this one, they all come from PM Artist Studio. This matches the design on the paper we're going to use, and this one. So this one actually matches one of the papers in here as well. I forgot I had this one. So that's what we're going to use today. And I belong to a couple of Facebook groups. PM Artist Studio has one called Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists. And then I also belong to one, Two Old Crows Facebook page, and they both have color combo challenges this month. This one is the Makers Color Combo Challenge, which is going to be very much a challenge for me because these are not my colors. And Two Old Crows has a very similar color story, so I'm going to use these for my color palette today. And I was really struggling with what am I going to do with this, because I was playing around and I don't like anything, like nothing. So this one, I put white paint over it because I didn't like it. And I think I'm going to photograph it and turn it into a black and white texture image for my digital work. I don't think this is going to be useful for anything. These, I think there's no hope for. I might put some more layers on there and see, but I'm really not thinking these have, it's the color story for me. It's nothing about the composition or anything. This is the only thing I do like, and it's a brayer off on some tissue, deli tissue, and I really like this, so I photographed it, and I'll see what I can do with these later on. We're not going to worry about those today. So while I was struggling with this color palette, trying to figure out what I was going to do, in the middle of the night, you know how you get these ideas that come to you? And I thought, what if I mix the colors? What if I add some white? So I did that this morning, early. I took this green and the purple, and I mixed this brown shade, and I added white. And then I took the purple and the raspberry color, and I made a nice purple, and I sheared it out with added some white to see what it would look like. And then I combined the green and the red, raspberry, and I got this color that really resembles transparent red oxide quite a bit, and there's some white. So I hope this isn't cheating, but this is what I'm going to use. And I put the names of my paints. For the green, I'm going to use the Liquitex Basics Acrylic. The purple is my Ara Dioxazine Purple. And for the raspberry color, I actually mixed these two, the Quinacridone Rose and the Alizarin Madder. And they gave me the right shade of that color. Now, we're allowed to use black and white and a metallic. And down here, I have a metallics out that I think I want to use. I don't want to use this iridescent interference color, and I'm probably not going to use the gold. With the color palette, as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking one of the bronzes that I have. I got this Go-To deal. It says artist grade acrylic paint. I bought this on Amazon, and it's pearl deep brown. And this was just a whim. I just wanted to try the paint, but it's a really pretty color. And then I have the Ara Bronze, which is this one. And then I have the iridescent bronze in golden. So one of these two I think I'm going to use. I don't think I'm going to use this other one. And then black and white. So that's where I'm starting. And I think I'll get... Okay, so first, I think I am going to start with doing some stamping on the plate and pull it with a base color. I want to use these image transfers sort of in the middle of the layer stack. I like to use them as just a layer that you can see, but maybe not as stark as an actual, you know, like the normal black transfer that you pull. So I am going to start with this stamp, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use the gold, or the bronze, the iridescent fine gold, and I'm going to just put this in a couple of places. I have another Gellli plate out here. I have my 9x12 out and a 5x7 that I'm using as a palette. So, because I'm going to be mixing my colors today for sure. And I think I'm just going to stamp it in a couple of places just to give a little shine to it. All right, and I have a wet towel off to the side here where I'm just going to pull the paint off of the stamp. I'll put them in water later, but right now I just want to get the acrylic paint off of these foam stamps because I don't want them to stop working. And for the gold, I guess I'll start a roll-off sheet. And maybe I will add a stencil to this. And put it on. I don't want to waste any paint, so I'm gonna pull it off on my waste sheet. And, you know, a few sessions later, I'll figure out if it worked or not. You know how that is. Oh, that didn't come off very well. All right. Oh, that's kind of cool. So, all right. Now, what color next? Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and go in with the darker color, which is the, turn this over, the purple and the green. And I'm trying to remember how much green I used. I think I used a little bit more green than purple, so I'm going to mix it pretty well over here. And I may add just a little bit of white to it. Oh, to get that. I might have added too much white, but I think it'll be all right. I can go back in with a little more purple and a little more green. I'm not very good at mixing colors on the plate. I'd rather buy a tube that's the right color. All right, let's try this. Okay, that's a little better. More the color that I want. I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. It's unavoidable. It's muddy outside. I don't want them off the floor. So they are both in the house. Okay, and I'm just stamping this as kind of a pattern. Okay, I think this is a good start. And I will be back in a minute after this dries, and we'll go from there. All right, so now that this is dry, I pulled out another Gellli plate because I think what I want to do is add this purple on the bottom and the light terracotta color on the top of my piece here. So that's my plan. So I'm going to try to do this simultaneously because I don't want one to get dry before I can complete the other. So this was the purple and the red and some white. Let's do the reds. Squeaky chair. Sorry. And then this one was the green and the red and the white. Okay, so, and there's going to be more of that. Sorry, I had to think. Okay, which plate is going to do which? All right, and then the green. Okay. And let me grab another brayer. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is this one. I'm going to add some white. Oops, that may be too much white, but it just squirted out. Oh, I think that might be all right. Oh, what's in there? Oh, nothing. Okay, sorry, my imagination. All right, now let me do this one real quick. Get this mixed up. It may need more green. Let's try this. It's looking pretty good. Needs a little more green. It's looking a little peachy rather than terracotta-y. I think that's okay. So now I'm going to kind of start at the bottom, roll my thin layer. And then I'm going to go up here with this one. And I'm probably going to stop here and clean off. I don't want to waste this paint. So while my paper is drying here, I'm going to roll off these other plates. Okay, grab a sheet of Gellli paper, kind of pull that off. Okay, so I'll be back after I offload some of this. I'm just gonna put this on some more sheets that I have. I don't want to waste the paint, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I think this has been on here long enough, and I'm gonna pull this up. And we'll see what we have. Oh, I like this. I think this is a really good start. Missing some down here, but I can always touch that up later with some of the acrylic paint. Cool. And I brayered off the other colors onto this tissue here that I can use for collage paper later on, and I have my roll-off sheet as well. So the next thing I'm going to get into are the transfers when this dries. All right, so for this bottom part, I want to use this transfer here, this sheet right here, and I want to put it right here. And I'm going to do this in the darker version, this version here that I made. And then I want to put this one up here, or wait a minute, maybe I want to reverse these colors. Do I want to do that? Have this in, I think I want to do that, in this terracotta color over the purple, and it might, I think it'll show up. I think so. And then this purpley color up here on the terracotta. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's start. So what did I say I was going to do? The terracotta one. This one right here. And it's just going to be the red and the green. Let's get my rag off of here. Let's pull this down here. This one had purple all over it. Still a little bit stained. Okay, what did it say? Yes, the red and the green. So confusing. I really hope this isn't cheating. But these colors, I mean, there's no way you can mix these colors because they make mud. So if you, my theory was if you started out with them mixed, then they wouldn't be as likely to make mud. Okay, where's more green? The red pigment is very, very strong compared to the green. I don't know if that's because the Ara Paints are a little more pigmented than Liquitex Basics, but now I think I want, how far do I have to go? I have to go like right here. Now I put down a thin-ish layer, not as thin as if you're pulling up something, but not thick either. And I'm going to lay this down, kind of massage it. And while it's on here, I'm going to wipe off this excess because I don't want that for sure. I'm just going to leave it on here for a little bit, and I'm going to check it. And look at that. And see, you have a piece of collage paper right there. So now I'm going to put this on here. Oh, that turned out so well. Oh, I love that. Alrighty, we're on the right track. Okay, now I need to revisit my color choices for this part because I really don't want to mess it up. I think whatever I do, I'm going to want to tint it pretty heavily with the white. Or I want to, what do I want to do? Help. No, I think the purple will go. I think the purple will be fine. All right. Well, let me take care of this over here because I don't want to waste that. And I'll be right back. Okay. So, let's see. The next thing I want to do is make this red-violet color. So I'm going to do that over here. And then we're going to put this one down. So far, so good. And I need a bit more because I have to cover about 2/3 of the plate. That's not going to get me 2/3 of the plate. A bit more of this. I'm using this up a little bit faster than I thought I would. I hardly ever use red. And I'm going to need to replace this one soon and my purple. Another color I rarely use. This is a good purple though. Okay, so let's go ahead and mix, 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 mix. And I may want to test it over here. See how close we are? We need a little bit more red in that, I think. All right, get some more red. That's a little dark. More red, more red, more red. All right, now that is good. That's looking like what I want. So I'm gonna roll this out. And I'm trying to work pretty quickly here because I don't want this paint to dry. I'm not going down all the way because the transfer didn't go down all the way. So, I mean, anyway, never mind. I'm going to put this on here. Where's my... I'm going to move this out of my way because I'm clumsy. As you can see that. Oh, I like that, but I think it's drying, so I need to hurry. Okay. I'm not going to press too hard down here because I don't care if it overlaps a little bit, but I don't want it to overlap a whole lot. All right, let's see. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, that works. All right, so this is the print I have, and my thoughts were to go back in with possibly the terracotta or the dark purple and create a focal point here, possibly using one of the stamps or one of these stenciled images here. So what does that mean for me? That means I need another sheet of paper. And I may do both colors. I'm just going to brayer this on right in here. Let's see. Can I get a fuller print of this? There, okay. So what I'm going to do is tear a piece out of here, and what I'll probably do is layer on the terracotta color and then stamp in the bronze, or maybe even add some white. I'd like to add some white to this. I just don't know how, and I don't want it to be the titanium white. I want it to be more of a zinc or mixing white. So let me get set up for that. All right. I want to test this mixing white and see if this is what I want. See how much that shows. That doesn't show a lot. I think that might be okay. So let me just wipe that off. I'm just looking around to see where I might want some of these in this mixing white. Sorry, I have to grab a sponge. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit out on my table because I'm going to use that jelly print for something else, or that jelly plate for something else. Get my sponge. Maybe I'll just use a bunch of different ones because let me see if this is going to work. Please work. I don't want it to be too stark and in your face. Oh, I think that's okay. Let's turn this upside down, maybe over here. Maybe pick a different one for right here. And I don't really want it to be perfect. I don't care if there's some spots that are missing. I think that's where we're going to go for now. And I might take a white rag and just kind of press on here just to lighten up the color a little bit. Kind of push it back. I'm not rubbing, I'm just pressing. It kind of takes some of that wet paint off and makes it just a little bit more translucent. All right, that works. And so now for my little element, I was thinking I don't want the white showing. This. I think I'm going to make this terracotta color on here and then layer that on there and then add something in the middle. That's currently my plan. So the terracotta was the red and the green. Correct, correct. I don't need... This is not planned out or anything this whole day. This is really me playing around with my new stuff. It was so nice of them to send this, and I just love the way these look together. Let's move our print out of the way so it doesn't come to harm. And I just want to paint this on here with the brayer. And then when this dries, I'm going to layer it up. This one. And something in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to give this a little chance to dry and I'll be back. Alrighty. Doing this off the video because Y'all, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn the record button back on. But all I've done is I cleaned off the plate, and I decided as I was trying to work on this collage that I didn't like this dark purple in here. So I have this piece, and then I have done this piece, and I may layer one of the dark purples over it and then stamp. Once it's glued down, I'm going to go ahead and stamp with this stamp, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm going to wait for this to dry because it's not quite dry yet, and I'm going to glue these pieces down and be right back. All right, so I'm going to glue this piece on here. I might make it a little bit smaller. Do I want it smaller? I do. Because I really like this terracotta piece on here. I keep making, yes, that's exactly what I want. So we're going to glue this down. Wait for it to dry. And then I'll do my final stamping on it, and we'll be done, I think. Yeah, at some point you just have to stop working on it. Okay, now I think the only color that is going to work, get some of this stuff out of my way, is going to be the dioxazine purple by itself, because I think that's the only thing that's going to be dark enough to come forward where you can see it. So I think that's what we'll do. We are nearing the end of this. Okay. I always worry. Normally I would stamp this on tissue and collage it. I always worry that I'm going to get it on here, get a good stamp, because sometimes it doesn't work when you need it to. I do stamp on top of the Gellli plate. I find that the cushion it gives, it works a little better for me. I'm okay with that. So here's my Gellli plate with my laser transfers and the altered color palette from this month. I hope that this is okay. Anyway, I hope you all liked the video. Check out PM Artist Studio. I'm going to link everything in the description box so that you'll have it. Their shipping is fast, and you won't regret it. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.